Greetings, minions and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade, and well, this is time for another update. I skipped last week because, well, I just didn't feel like doing it. So it's been 2 weeks, and I haven't had to use my little tattletale at any time the last 2 weeks. So it's been pretty good in that regard. There's nothing really to report, just that. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. That's about it. So I figured I'd take this time to talk about, defeating the odds. Just all the things that people say you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that, and you just tell them they're wrong. So in my family, both sides of my family, there's plenty of examples of doctors being proven wrong. Goes way back to my great-grandmother, who I never knew, but I've seen pictures of. She had her leg amputated. I guess it was gangrenous or something like that. I don't know the full story on that. But she lost her leg. And she lived all the way up to like 90s or almost 100 years old. My great-grandfather, at least the one great-grandfather, he was pronounced dead a couple times. And the thing is back in the day, they would take someone and put them out on the back porch and cover them with a sheet. Now, my great-grandparents and my grandparents as well were dirt poor, so it would take a day or two before the coroner would get to their place and they'd deal with the body. So they put my great-grandfather, put him on the back porch, cover him with a sheet. A couple hours later, holy hell, what the hell's going on? And he was alive. And I think it happened maybe 1 or 2 times after that. And then eventually, he really was dead. But just goes to prove that the doctors don't always know what they're talking about, and you're alive. My grandpa, this is on my mom's side, by the way. He was legally blind. Now, from the story I heard, someone actually attacked him with an axe, cut him right down the side of the head. And I think there was even still a scar after that. Well, I imagine there would be, but from what I heard, he was attacked with an axe. And I don't know if it was because of that or some other thing, but he was legally blind. So for him, I guess it was he could see, but it was like looking through a cheesecloth. So it was very fuzzy, very blurry, and so technically legally blind. So my grandpa used to be a wizard on fixing old cars. He would buy an old car, fix it up, and sell it, and the money from that would go to keep my mom and my uncle and my grandma going for another year. They were dirt poor. I mean, my grandparents lived in a remodeled chicken coop, so they found any little way that they could to survive. So my grandpa, he would fix these cars, but he can't see. And he had a friend who had no arms, and he could see. So both of them would be underneath the car. One guy would be the eyes, and the other guy would be the hands. So that was one way of getting through life with a disability. Can't think of any examples on my mom's side from that. But my cousin, on my dad's side, my cousin is about the same age as I am. Actually, about a year or two younger, I think. So a number of years back, he got in a very, very serious car accident. He had I can't remember if it was a GTO or a Chevelle, but it was a nice muscle car, and he just got it all fixed up and was taking it for a ride with some friends, and unfortunately he didn't have any brakes. So he went to go down the road, and he was trying to stop, couldn't stop. So he was coming onto an intersection, and the first thing he thought of, I guess, was to turn right, to kind of you go that way, and unfortunately he got T-boned by, I guess it was someone in a minivan. Needless to say, everyone survived, but my cousin got the brunt of it, and I think it was his pelvis, his leg. I can't remember if it was lower spine or something like that. Was mangled. I mean, broken bones, the whole 9 yards. And the doctors told him, "You're not going to walk, ever." And true to the family name, he a few months later, he was walking with a walker. And they says, "Well, you're going to be like that for the rest of your life. You're going to have to walk with a walker." A couple months later, he was walking with a cane. Well, you'll never walk unassisted ever again. A little bit later, he was walking, and almost everything was fine. I mean, he was walking with some pain for a while, and he defied all the odds on that. But it just goes to prove that you can, if you set your mind to doing something, you'll achieve it within reason, I think. My other cousin, who I believe is just turning 50 this year or thereabouts, when he was younger, before I was born, my mom was babysitting him, and he would run across the room and his lips would turn blue. And the reason why is because he had a hole in his heart, and requires a lot of surgeries and stuff. And so the doctors said that he would never live past the age of 25. He's almost 50 now. He's had multiple surgeries since then, multiple situations like that. But he's almost 50, and he isn't supposed to be living now, according to the doctors. And let's see, I can't think of other example. Oh, there's my grandma. On my dad's side, she had cancer. She kicked its ass. So she wasn't supposed to live, or I can't remember the specifics on that. But either way, it was a difficult cancer, and she beat it. So this is just tell people that when someone says you can't do it, well, you better be determined to do it. It might not happen. I mean, realistically, it might not. But if you have it in your head to do it, you've got a higher chance of being able to do it. So just thought I'd put that out there. So that stuff is all put aside. What I've been trying to do is, I've been dealing with the Bitcoin, and I mean, a little bit of money I get from Patreon and all that, and I'm trying to build a brand new computer. I mean, well, some of the parts I can get off of my computer, but I want to get a new motherboard, a new processor. I'm looking at the Ryzen 7. Getting a new motherboard, got to get memory, definitely got to get a new power supply. So it's going to probably take me all of this year to get the money up to do that. So I'm trying to do that, and eventually get a new video card. The video card that I was going to get came back for sale at the original price, actually. I think it was like $369, and came up, lasted a few days. My money was already tied up in Bitcoin, so I was like, well, should I, shouldn't I? It's better to keep it in that and let it build, and then later on get it. Because from what all I've heard, AMD and Nvidia, well, I think it was Nvidia, is releasing a new video card probably by late spring, early summer, and so that might get the feeding frenzy go for that card than an older card like a 1060. So hopefully the prices of all the parts will drop down within a few months. So it was kind of, I'm thinking it's a wise choice. I'm hoping it's a wise choice that I wait. I don't like waiting. I have patience, but only so far. So getting what I want in the time that I want, well, that's an issue. But in any case, I'm saving up the money and trying to get it this year, which will mean better videos, more videos. Gaming performance will go up. Rendering performance will go up too, but you won't see that. I just want to get a new machine because this one here is, it's 2 years old, but technically it's 2 years old to me, but it's about 4 years old or 5 years old in technology wise, which is kind of ancient now. So there's going to be some saving up for that, but if you haven't already, and I don't like to do this, but I have a Patreon, so if you want to chip in, fine. If you don't, that's fine also. I'm looking to try to fund this mostly through myself. Money I've been saving up, and months are getting to where the ads on the one website that I earn my money from, it's getting to build up to where it's paying out more than $100. Hell, right now it's barely minimum cash out, which is like $8. So January, February, March is kind of like the slow months. It picks up in March a bit, but it's a slow month, so it takes a little while to wind up. But hopefully, get a new system and get going from there. But figured mention that. Again, I don't like to shill my Patreon, but some of you guys might be interested, some of you guys might not, and whatever. But let's see. Can't think of anything else. I mean, I'm beardless. Got a couple little things over there, but yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty much out of ideas as to what to ramble on about, but these updates will come up either weekly. I want to do them weekly, but if they go on 2 weeks or so, well, if I feel like it, I don't feel like it. It just is what it is. But regardless, keep determined and keep positive. You don't know what the future holds, so just kind of be optimistic, but realistic, I should say. But a little bit of optimism don't hurt. So, with that being said, thanks for watching, and until next time, see you later. Twitch.